Day might be weeks away, but early voting has officially begun. As we mentioned, nearly 3.5 million ballots have already been cast, and more than half of them have come from registered Democrats. But my next guest says that turnout has not stopped Republicans from running this red wave narrative that the election is slipping away from Harris and moving towards Trump. Joining me now is the man behind this big idea, Simon Rosenberg, Democratic strategist and author of the Hopium Chronicles on Substack. I'm so glad we're talking about this because this is a really close race, and Harris has made slight gains in national polls, but Donald Trump is doing what he does best. Besides running the clock, he is projecting. Why is it that Republicans are telling voters that this election is slipping away from her? Won't that only motivate people to get the vote out for her?
You know, it's a good question, but I think there are two primary reasons. One is that I think the whole campaign, Trump's whole campaign, is built upon this foundation that he's leading in the polls and he's strong, and Kamala Harris is losing in the polls and she's weak. It's like the brand architecture. Everything is on top of it. He may be a rapist, a fraudster, and a traitor and a felon, but he's leading in the polls and he's strong, right? Everything is built on top of that. If you watch his interviews, the first thing he says in virtually every interview is, I'm leading in the polls. And so this is super important to the strong man image that he has, because if he's strong, he can't be losing to her, right? So I think first they're trying to establish this narrative, as they did in 2022, that the election is slipping away from Democrats, moving towards them, which then motivates their side. It helps them raise money, right? It's a demobilizer, I think, for our side, and we'll see how this goes. But the other thing is that it creates the condition for him to contest the election. He needs to have a map and a plausible story that going into Election Day, he was actually leading in the polls and that Democrats stole the election away from him. So I think this enormous effort they've undertaken to sort of push the polling averages, as they did in 2022 successfully, towards Trump is in part for those two reasons: to make him strong and not weak, and to create a predicate for them to challenge the election in November.
President Obama was in Pennsylvania while VP Harris was in Nevada and Arizona. How much does it help her campaign, her ground game, that she can basically be in two places at once? And she's got Gavin Newsom's and Josh Shapiro's and Wes Moore's. And Trump, there's Trump, the real thing, and his voters love the Trump. But he doesn't have a big-time surrogate, not even anywhere close to Barack Obama.
No, it's a big deal. And the contrast between our unified party that has now even expanded to include people like Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, you know, all rallying behind our candidate, versus the abandonment that's happened on his side, where many key leaders of his party are refusing to endorse him. It's a big deal. I mean, I think in the close election, to your point, right? It's a very close election. I think we're ahead in the national polls. We're doing better, in my view, in the battlegrounds. All this stuff on the margins, it really matters. And part of what Democrats are doing now is we're doing everything we can to push the early vote as far as we can. Because in 2022, we really won the election in the early vote. We ran up the score so much in those battleground states in the early vote that it was hard for the Republicans to catch up. We're going to try to do that again this time. So creating that intensity that we need to drive our vote right now is really, really important. And the Harris campaign, I just want to give them a lot of credit. I think the way they're deploying their surrogates and spreading out the candidates across the country has been really great. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see what they do in these final few weeks.
Well, let's talk about one specific battleground, Michigan, because Politico is reporting that Democrats are racing to shore up support among black men in Michigan. We know Hillary Clinton lost this state partially because of low turnout among African Americans. How big of a problem is this?
Listen, we need everybody, right? We got to fight for every vote. I mean, I think one of the things that I really admire in this campaign is they're taking nothing for granted. This is a hungry campaign, right? I mean, they even brought a guy on the ticket who can reach out to rural and, exurban areas, parts, places that are hard for Democrats to get to. They're contesting every vote in every state. And so, I think we have to recognize that while there have been a couple wobbly polls for us this week, the overwhelming majority of polls taken since the debate, since Kamala Harris won the debate, have shown the same thing, which is that we're ahead by 2 to 3, 4 points in the national vote, that we're marginally ahead in the battlegrounds. I mean, even in Michigan this week, there was that Quinnipiac poll, which wasn't so good. There was a Detroit News poll, which is a right of center newspaper, showing her up 3. So I just think it's a close election, and people shouldn't get too freaked out about the polls right now. We just know it's close, and we just got to work as hard as we can to go win this thing in the coming weeks.
Well, let's stay in Michigan, but let's go down ballot, because Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin and former GOP Congressman Mike Rogers are running for Michigan's open Senate seat. And I want to play just a moment from Tuesday's debate on abortion. Watch this.
I was here in Michigan, and I voted yes on Proposition 3. You were in Florida. You voted in Florida. You weren't here. For some people, this issue is a talking point. He's put his finger in the wind and he says, now I can't win if I don't, look good on this issue. And so he's changed 30 years of being unilaterally pro-life, of never breaking once with his party on this issue, right? So it's not a talking point to women. It is our lives. It's whether we bleed to death in a parking lot. It's who and when gets to decide how we have a family. Do not trust him.
Damn, girl. Simon, this Senate race is considered a toss-up. How is that message going to play out?
Listen, she's a great candidate, and she's been a very strong member of Congress. And, I think I think she's going to win. I mean, if you look at recent polling, she's ahead in most polls right now, and she's just a better candidate than she is. And listen, we've been very successful in Michigan in 2018, in 2020, in 2022. Gretchen Whitmer and her remarkable team, right, have built a formidable coalition for Democrats there. Slotkin fits in very well with the kind of leadership that Whitmer has brought to the state. I think, again, it's close, and we have to do the work to make this. The way I like to say this is we're winning the election, but we haven't won it yet, and now we have to go win it together.
Well, in Michigan, a lot of people like the big Gretch. Simon, great to have you here. You always make us smarter. When we return tonight, more than 2 million people